Guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing a test that has been widely requested on the channel.
Extremely widely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had this one for a while. You guys have been very keen to know how the Hogan irons are performing. So
Yes.
Hogan obviously went sort of under a little bit of a facelift following the sale of the company from Callaway. Callaway purchased it a while back, acquired the Apex name and the ball plant, which was really there. That was what they wanted to get out of the deal. And then, you know, Hogan was purchased and then it was rebranded and relaunched in an interesting business model, direct to consumer.
And are they pretty much the only, well, they're the only ones trying to make a mainstream product that's direct to consumer. All your other sort of major brands are exclusively through distributors in a retail shop?
I think they are one of them, but there are more companies interestingly going this route. Now you're looking at, you know, a lot of the manufacturers, they have an option on their, whether it be their homepage or something like that, where you can actually build a set of irons
and order directly from them.
And order directly from them. So, you know, what we saw obviously with this was the options, however, are relatively limited.
Yeah, you've got your basics.
Fashion.
There's a few shaft choices. You can have the lie angles bent ahead of time, grip size adjusted, but it's not a fitted set in that sense. There's limited custom options.
Yeah.
So the interesting, I guess, difference between, say, ordering directly from Callaway.
Yep.
You order a set of Callaway irons, retail price on their website.
Yep.
Come into a shop, you're going to pay retail price for that as well.
Right.
The difference, I think, here is they're giving you, I guess, a direct-to-consumer price. So this exact set of irons that I'm holding, PTX, are $770 US.
Yep.
Given the materials, the design, et cetera, you probably expect to pay $1050 US for a similar product?
Probably, yeah, probably
Something like
ballpark
that?
around, you know, yeah, $900 to $1,200 depending on the model and that sort of thing. Yep. And there's a lot of tech kind of piled into the package. You know, we've got short irons, so you know, obviously reading up on these and kind of getting to know them, because we don't stock them in the store, so we hadn't kind of done our research to know everything about them. So titanium core,
Which is interesting.
very interesting. So obviously the titanium versus, you know, carbon steel. Difference is titanium significantly lighter. So with having a titanium core, it spreads the mass to the outside of the golf club, which obviously increases forgiveness on those off-center hits, what we term as perimeter weighting.
Perimeter weighting. Gotcha.
You know, you go down into the mid-long irons and you've got a 17-gram tungsten plug in the toe. They take the titanium core away and they actually make it hollow. So they're trying to encourage a little bit more face flex, trying to get that ball speed up a little bit, increase the launch through the face flex, and get your ball flight to be progressive.
So this is quite a bit more techy than people would have initially expected from Hogan. They have the Fort Worth, which is really nice. We'll get you to hit those in a future video. That's kind of a traditional blade.
Yeah.
This is, to me, a little bit more surprising, the fact that it looks very sort of retro and cool, but there's some stuff going on in there for sure.
Yeah, they've definitely not, you know, shorted the consumer on the technology front. That's for sure. There's as much packed into this as you would expect to see from any company really out there. So
definitely,
you know, good job to Hogan for that.
Okay, so we're gonna hit pitching wedge, 7-iron, 4-iron.
Yeah, get a little mix.
Take a look at the ball flights.
You know, I've already kind of earmarked where I think how far we think we should be hitting these. So
playing them at the lofts that are stated. So okay,
let's run through.
Let's get started with the wedge.
So wedge should be, Matty, somewhere around that 140 mark.
Okay. It's quite a compact headed address. It's
very
short heel
fairly
to toe.
short toe to heel.
Yep. It does look like it has a decent amount of offset, I will say that.
Yeah, I'd noticed that as well.
Little toey to start.
Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't your best strike, but I loved the flight. I was surprised how good it flew.
Yeah, a little toey, just fine though.
So, that's your default miss, slightly low in toe, but very small draw.
What was your quote of the show? You own the low toe. You're the king of the low toe. That struck well. Good feel. Very, very solid.
That's
soft.
Close, that one. Pin seeker.
Quite a soft feel this has.
I must say, actually, when I was bending these to your spec, slightly flatter, they were so soft.
So is that an indication of the type of steel that's used?
Yeah.
The ability
soft
to move
carbon
it?
steel, yep. You're smoothing these out to 140 just perfectly on the number here.
I mean, it's a lot of loft. Not a lot of loft. It's a very traditional loft, and it's going the full distance. They don't feel. I don't think they feel techy. Like they don't feel clicky. They feel quite traditional. But I mean, I'm not trying to hit these hard, and they're going the full distance.
Are you playing your XV golf ball?
XV golf ball.
Okay. No, this looks nice.
That's nice, yeah.
Kind of how I hoped it would fly for you.
Be very happy with those.
No, and I'll be interested to see one kind of shift the strike. These are a little bit lone toe, as we say. Let's see if we can get one a little bit more inside.
I will tell you, I don't perceive that toe strike as much, so that might be the perimeter weighting kind of keeping it balanced.
Yeah, it can be the reference points of the dots can make it seem a bit more extreme.
Try my best to put that in the heel. Might have found the center. That's good. There you go.
There's a centered one,
but
no real significant enough difference.
No. So what are you seeing from a numbers perspective?
25 launched, 9600. A bit lower spin than I was sort of expecting. Consistently spinning at around the same mark though, which is nice. Apex 108, 117, 115, 114, which is nice.
Right.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, launch and spin and speed will all be slightly different depending on the strike. But the story is, does it get to do that?
Consistency is really the goal in this, especially in this category.
You're looking predictable.
Yeah, you want someone to fly the ball the same distance, same trajectory every time, and it's probably achieved that about as good as anything, hasn't it?
Really, really good. Okay, let's flip over into the 7. Trade you for that one. So a little weaker loft than you're used to. So 34 on this one.
I think the kind of the rear badging and the sole, they all look really, really good. It's a little thicker in the top line than I would have expected.
Right.
But other than that, it looks almost the same, this 7-iron, as MP18. It looks almost the same, I think.
Touch on the sole of the club, Matt, if you can. Just touch on what that kind of looks like just while I'm punching this in. I mean,
reminds me of a Strixon.
Yeah, so
got the V.
It has a bit of the V profile to it. It's in the same position as a pre-worn leading edge, slightly further forward in the sole.
It's closer to the face, yeah.
But it goes the full length of the sole, which is a bit more like the Strixon, which I thought was interesting.
Well, that's probably one of, iron design-wise, must be one of your favorite things, is that V sole on the Strixons.
Yeah, in certain players' hands, it can be quite good. Really valuable.
Yeah, nothing negative to say about the look, except the top line I suspect could be a little thinner, but that's nitpicking a bit.
We said the first one should have went 140, and it did. So the next one I'm predicting should be a nice, comfortable. I'm going to actually go 2 yards less. I'm going to go 178.
So this has 34 degrees of loft on the 7-iron.
Yeah. Good swing.
A fraction heavy, but not bad.
That's a nice flight.
Might have kicked the spin down a bit.
Plenty ball speed on that one, 28, 100 miles an hour. Swinging fast today.
Slightly in the toe. Be curious how that
might go in.
It's a very balanced ball flight though, isn't it?
Oh, soft bounce.
Who softened those greens?
Tons of spin being retained, obviously, keeping the lofts on them, 181 in both of those.
I mean, they appear from a couple shots to have a nice balance of traditional loft, plenty of spin, but some jump through the technology. That's hit the best of the 3.
Yeah, it's going to just carry.
Tell you what, they feel really, really good.
Do they really?
Yeah. I don't mean to sound like surprised, but I am a little bit surprised that they sound and feel that good.
Those are really nicely hit. So a nice little kind of shot shape to both of them. Very interesting.
I got nothing negative to say about it.
There's nothing really bad to say. Right, not that if you're choosing PTX, your main concern is to work the ball, but let's kind of mess about with the flight a little bit.
What do you want to hit?
Let's hit a fade to start with, and then we'll flight it down.
Pick the shot I can no longer hit first.
he's only gone and done it.
0.2 yard fade. That's technically a fade.
Straight as an arrow. Outside you, your eye would tell you, oh, that's faded lovely.
Yes.
And your playing partners go, yeah, a nice straight shot.
Oh, spin axis.
Slight draw.
We'll call that a fade. Another one of those?
Yep. Slide that one in a fraction more.
Yeah, start line's there.
Yep.
That's just me getting it a little shut. Really, really solid feeling club though.
Pretty good though. All right, let's flight it down a little bit.
Low ball.
See if we can hit the little kind of 30 feet, 40 feet lower if we can. It's nice. That is very nice. You'd enjoy that one in the wind, Matty.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's covered all the distance that you had before, but quite significantly lower.
Might use these for the upcoming wind ball test.
Yep, so that's 30 feet less. Nice.
Little spin difference. Should we try to hit one high?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly hit it high.
We're really trying to work in that land angle on that one, so it's going to stop almost instantly.
It's nice.
That's your major championship ball flight there, folks. So you were able to separate your flight by almost 60 feet.
Wow.
58 feet.
Huh. A little more spin, a little more launch too.
1100 spin. You obviously added a bit more speed. You changed the launch angle by 8 degrees. Big change.
Wow.
Nice. I mean, good that you can work it. People want to see that. I mean, you know, highly skilled player is kind of really the main reason, but you never want to feel like your golf clubs are hindering your ability to hit the right shot. And that's what we're trying to prove here.
And I think they have enough forgiveness to satisfy probably up to at least, what do you think, 12, 13 handicap? Something like that?
Easily.
Plenty, right?
For sure. Well, 4-iron here I'm curious about, because that 7-iron was jumpier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be about 180 on the carry.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised we were looking at an average of 184.
Yeah, like you could easily have put some more speed into it and get those to jump another 5-10 yards.
Oh, definitely. So far, though, passed the test?
I'd play with them for sure. Yeah. Would definitely have no issue playing with them, especially if you're someone that likes a little, you know, you like a little nostalgia. If you were into Hogan when you were a kid or something, it's like a no-brainer.
There will be a lot of people out there that for that reason will purchase these or at least give them a chance. So I'm going to say this is you're going to be looking at about 225 on the fly with this one.
Okay. It's a little thin.
A little thin, but it's going to...
If that flies 225...
It's going to go further than that.
It did.
Did it? Was it close?
Yeah, I bet you was spot. Oh, 227.
227. Nicely hit. Tell you what, that's got some speed.
They feel... I almost think it feels kind of like a little driving iron jump. It's got a little bit of that springy face, which makes sense. It's hollow, right?
P790 sort of action.
But it feels better than that. It feels a lot better than P790.
You think, you know, if we were going to compare it to anything, you remember when we hit P760, you really enjoyed that with a little bit of speed?
I think these are not as soft feeling.
Yeah.
But I think P760 was almost like an artificially soft feel.
Yeah.
These are more like traditional kind of forged blade feel.
Solid.
Yeah, solid. But if you hear the sound of that, it reminds me of my driving iron a little bit. Was the height of that okay? It felt like I might have thinned it a bit.
First one was about 110 feet. That was 101.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Plenty of height. That sounds so good.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying about your driving iron. It does sound like your
dude, I hit that in
Callaway.
That was a bit towed too. It's really quite forgiving. That was towy.
That ball speed 148. I'll have Matty peeing in a cup soon.
There you go. That's hit well. That's stupid. Why? It's just got absolutely tons of speed.
It's got tons and tons. But, you know, you can see, for the better players watching this, you can see why we gravitate towards irons that are one piece and, you know, don't have these, you know, a springy face and that sort of thing. Because, you know, the first one you hit lovely, you know, 227. The last one you hit lovely, 244.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
maybe a little bit better strike, but maybe 15 yards is a little bit punishing in that sense.
So there was 1.2 miles an hour swing speed difference between them. and the result was 17 yards of difference. That's quite a lot.
It is quite a lot. But with the 4-iron, I guess, I mean, I'm used to having a fairly good disparity between a really good strike and a not a good strike. But they've got a feel that I was not expecting whatsoever. They've got a lot of jump. What do you see in spin-wise? Is that enough spin on a 4-iron?
I mean, spin almost becomes somewhat, I mean, not irrelevant, but less relevant because you've got so much speed going on. So the things, you know, when you want it, you're apexing this one at 124, land angles at 46. I mean, that's coming in like most people's 6-iron. So there's no issue, but it's through velocity.
Someone who delivers a little bit more loft would get more spin anyway, I would assume.
Definitely. Yeah, more dynamic loft, more spin loft, more lift. Interesting.
It's pretty good.
Good bang for your buck out of this, eh?
Yeah. If I paid $700 for those, I'd be ecstatic. That's a really good deal.
Yeah, I mean, to be balanced on you know, our review, we would have loved to see more shaft options, loved to see more grip options. So Hogan, if you're listening,
that would be a great addition.
That would help the you know, I think the sort of sale for the customer. I mean, they've really thought about the direct-to-consumer model. There's financing available in these things.
Is that right?
Yeah, you can trade in old irons. You can, you know, any number of ways to go about it that breaks the friction. But it's a really good option, isn't it?
It's a good product, yeah.
They've done well.
Yeah.
There's very few bad products out there, though. I mean, we say this all the time.
True.
Even, you know, Tour Edge, you know, when we were looking at that from a budget standpoint, it still performed well.
They've just done, I guess, an above-average job at saving you some money and giving you something quite good.
I think there's a lot of performance coming out of that. Forged, you know, lots of tech in there, like some custom options.
These hollow ones in particular, I would take a 3-iron of that and use it as a driving iron.
I know.
It's really nice.
Definitely.
Especially if someone doesn't love the look of it, one, the offset in a driving iron, and two, just the size. This looks pretty small from profile, but it's forgiving enough and you get tons of ball speed.
Yeah, tons and tons.
I'm not sure if you can buy them individually. You probably can't, eh?
No, but buy this, it looks like seven-piece sets is kind of their go-to.
Right. But this is a fairly young project, you would say. It's only been a couple years for them, so I'm sure they'll continue to evolve. I would say if there is a way for you to try them or something like that, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you play a dynamic gold shaft, it's what you like, or potentially a KBS Tour V is what you like, or UST recoil. I think there'll be a lot of players, you know, maybe a sort of senior golfer who was once quite a low handicapper, nice striker, losing a little bit of speed, wants to go to the graphite route and wants a little more bang for their buck, but doesn't want to go towards clicky irons.
Absolutely.
That's the golfer I would break down and say that's who you're for.
I think that's a perfect assessment. Yeah, absolutely. They feel solid enough, but you're getting plenty of forgiveness and tech.
Tons of jump.
Okay, I think that was very worthwhile. I'm glad we did that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate Hogan sending them those. That's you know,
they
that's
sent us a full set too, which is
they sent us it all.
We appreciate.
Which for us, you know, it was one thing testing a 6-iron, but it's a different thing going through and kind of being able to test the whole thing. So yeah, big shout out to the guys for doing that.
Definitely, thank you for that, guys.
More of this type of stuff to come. We like these underdogs, don't we?
I love it. I think it's great.
I think this type of thing is cool, and you know, like we always say, this you know, channel is not all about TXG. It's about you guys, and it's about products and testing and balance of giving you a balanced opinion of everything. And I like doing that because it feels like we're being true to our word.
I think so as well. Yeah, it's nice to fit, you know, look at different clubs that are for everyone's budget, everyone's skill level, everyone's speed and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm happy that we're doing this, and we got a nice set of Fort Worth irons for you to test at some point.
Yeah, look good.
Get to that in the next few weeks.
How did that happen? You get the cavity back ones, and I end up with the blades. How did that
They do not make the blades on left-handed.
Ah,
Are you surprised?
Been done. No, not surprised at all. All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed this. You know, lots more reviews like this to come. Make sure you don't miss them. Subscribe, like the videos. Let's keep the momentum going. We just hit our 25,000.
Which is awesome.
Awesome. Huge thanks to everyone for kind of driving that one forward. Yep. But the next stop is something a bit loftier than that.
Six figures.
Lots more to come on how we're going to get there, but that's the goal now.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.